I think we're live. Hello and welcome, everyone. My name is Aditya. I'm product manager at Locobuzz and your host for this session today. I hope you remember me from the last product webinar. Whether you're a CMO looking to sharpen your strategy, a social media manager who's focused on optimizing your social media performance, or a marketing executive who's driving business intelligence, this session is designed keeping you in mind. Now, imagine the typical task of preparing your weekly or monthly marketing report, right? Hours spent manually collecting and compiling all of your social media stats. It's a time consuming process. Well, in today's webinar, we are here to help you avoid just that. So, we're going to show you how to streamline reporting and uncover the true value of your social media data. Social media, as we all know, is a gold mine of data, but we often don't realize just how much valuable data it can bring to the table. The challenge is in understanding how to harness this data and turn it into insights that can actually drive business decisions. So we're here to equip you with the tools, strategies, and also the mindset to get the most out of your social data. I'm joined today by my colleague Vijay Vittal, who is the product lead at Locobuzz. Hi Vijay, welcome
Hi,
to the
Aditya.
panel. Yeah,
Thank you
so
so much.
perfect. So Vijay and I will be walking you through the essentials of building a strong analytics strategy, and also discuss what metrics should a CMO essentially be tracking. So without further ado, let's dive in. Vijay, could you start by telling us why social media analytics has become such a cornerstone for CMOs and businesses today?
Fantastic. Yes, so social media analytics isn't a luxury for just big brands because they have larger engagements. It is a compass that actually marketers use to understand their audiences better. We firmly believe that social media offers you the depth of understanding of your customer, like parallel to none other, right? Surveys and other things will only tell you as part of the story. Social media analytics will give you closer to what it is. So social media analytics is very important, and it is often reflected in any business practices. As you rightly said, somebody may be doing it on a weekly basis, somebody may be doing it on a monthly basis. Now, making this is a huge task. Every time, as somebody who is making this is usually trying to prove an ROI on spend of efforts and money on social media, right? The person making it is trying to prove the ROI for the organization on continue to invest in the social efforts that they have been doing. Now, this I'm excited about this webinar because we are not only looking at what are the softwares to use and how to make the life easier. That narrative will take a backstage in this webinar. We're hoping to deliver some set of techniques that you can use in your next marketing report. It just makes it easier with when you use a software, but you can do it without that as well, right? So yeah, very excited to take you through some of the dashboards that we actually made it in half an hour, while looking at what what kind of metrics are what kind of metrics actually makes a dashboard not only informative but also having some sort of a continuing story on understanding your audience, your efforts, and the returns on it somehow. So yeah.
Sure. So yeah, absolutely. Thanks for that. Thanks for that, Vijay. Now comes the exciting part. So while Vijay is sharing his screen, I'll just be telling you what we're about to show you. So we're going to walk you through how all of this translates into practical and actionable insights using Locobuzz. As Vijay said, we've made this dashboard in just half an hour. So yeah, Vijay, can you start by showing us what a CMO dashboard should look like in real time?
Sure. Right. I hope you're able to see my screen.
Yes, I am.
All right. So, a CMO dashboard, or head of marketing dashboard, right? So, from a social media perspective, it really starts with the first headline metric is how many followers that you have. I believe there are two reasons to this. One is social media is always seen as a community building medium for any brand, and that this becomes naturally important for you to measure your community. On the other side, because this is a headline metric, everybody can see this metric. So uh, you want to improve on this metric as fast as possible, because this is something that people can use to make a judgment on a particular brand. For example, if somebody is evaluating a brand and another brand to make a purchase, and they happen to also discover this over social media, then naturally uh, their natural instinct is to look at how many followers and what is the kind of engagement, and then go into some sort of a reviews for the products that the brand offers, right? It starts with ability to measure your audiences across all the channels that you operate on. Here we are able to show you a dashboard of our own, right? So you're looking at what kind of audiences or what kind of followership that we have. You're also looking at, is there a growth? Where are you getting the most growth from? For us as a B2B SaaS company, LinkedIn is our a place of social work and a place of social engagement. And you can naturally see we we have uh, uh, most number of followers there, most number of engagements there, right? You're able to see how your followers are currently, what kind of followers that you have, and then are they growing. As soon as we look at that, the next very important stuff we need to look at in a dashboard is, okay, how is the engagement across these channels? We look at it in two different lenses. First, cumulative engagement that you've got, where are you most popular? Then when you look at engagement rate, engagement rate is basically defined as total engagement divided by the reach that you have on all of the posts, and yeah, that into 100, right? So you're able to now look at, for every post that you do, what is the kind of engagement that you're getting. This is basically telling where are your audience most receptive or most they care about this, they like your content in such a way in those platforms. And you get to see that, for example, in the engagement rate, you're able to see 41% engagement rate on LinkedIn and 17% and elsewhere, so on and so forth. uh, One of the other things
Absolutely.
to
And
also, yeah, please go
if I
ahead.
could quickly just jump in here, Vijay, the engagement rate metric I would say is for from a CMO's point of view, I think that is invaluable as it highlights which platforms are driving the most meaningful engagement and which are underperforming. So just by looking at the rate, you can you can deduce your marketing strategy. So again, let me give you an example. A higher engagement rate on a channel, let's say LinkedIn here has the highest engagement rate, could indicate an opportunity that you probably need to post more often or allocate more resources to that platform, or even double down on the type of content that's working best there. On the other hand, low engagement rates would suggest a need for a strategy revision. So I think in the next widget we're about to look a comparison versus how the brand, like how Locobuzz is posting on different platforms, the number of posts they're making, and I think that would be driven by the engagement they're getting on each channel. So
No,
yeah, back
absolutely.
to you, Vijay.
No, absolutely. You really covered it very well. Another point I would like to add is your content strategy on various platforms do change because of the
Yeah,
kind of audience there are.
audience.
Right. So this really will help you to double down. I also wanted to say, like, having high follower count is great, but really what really matters for you to take advantage of it consistently is the engagement rate that you can get, right? Higher engagement rate means the followers that you have are not very passive, but they're active and they care about your brand, they want to participate in the brand engagement on social. Right, moving on, we are now looking at the efforts done on uh, these these platforms, right? As you can see, there's in the dashboard you're able to look at how many posts you're making on these channels and what is the cumulative engagement that you've got on those channels. Again, as you can see, for us, LinkedIn is the best performing channel compared to others, right? So now moving on, is a very this is the showstopper for me. Is when you look at a marketing effort, you want to label your marketing effort, you want to have a conceptual marketing effort that you have designed, right, and that is depicted in the performance reports, right? Your objectives on social can be various, and ability to tag them and look at group that from an analytics perspective, so that you're able to understand what initiatives the brand has is is really coming to light. What are the what's what resonates with your audience better, right? For us, in the last 1 month, we've been part of a lot of events, and our social media marketing team has been posting about updates of us speaking there, or any key takeaways that we have learned from that, right? And those kind of posts has been well received, especially in the LinkedIn community that we have, right? So this is really important for a CMO or the head of marketing to understand what narrative of the brand story is sticking on the wall, and what's most liked about your brand.
Got it, Vijay. So, Vijay, you said that again, the crux of the matter is how you group or bucket them, because it would be tempting to have a different label for every post, or have as many labels as possible. But what would be the best strategy according to you, and how could you get the most out of a widget like this? Like, how do you go about labeling your posts?
That's a very good question, Adi. So while the software allows you to have as many as labels as you want, but the prime purpose of it is ability to group them together. The best way to do this is have many tags, but have that one tag which actually relates to the initiative or the brand objective that you have on social. For example, Locobuzz has something called a shaping experience, where we do a lot of webinars, we do a lot of content that is helpful for our target audience to learn something new about the space of customer experience, right? So ability to have those things tagged according to the objectives that you have really helps you group them together, and then you can anyway further drill down to with other filters and things like that, should you want to analyze.
Think absolutely, that's a very good way to put it. And again, speaking from a CMO's perspective, how a CMO would use this data is to understand again which type of content or themes are driving the most engagement. And some examples of labels that you can use. Let's say you do a lot of ad offers or promotional posts. You can categorize all those posts as promotional, and the other informative posts that you do, such as shaping experiences, you can tag them as informative. So again, how you can track this is if promotional posts are receiving more engagement, it may indicate that your audience is highly responsive to offers and sales, and that sort of a strategy is working out for you. On the other hand, if your informational posts are doing well, you might decide to position yourself as a thought leader. So yeah, this widget gives you that flexibility to have and allows for a nuanced strategy decisions, which you can tailor your future campaigns.
Yeah, fantastic.
Back to you,
Now,
Vijay.
thank you so much. So now that we have a lot of objectives going, right, and then this chart really says that we have a kind of consistent engagement across many of our initiatives, right, and then here what you can do is a nifty feature that we have of AI Insight, which really explains the chart to you in plain English. That you can use, you can copy and paste if you want to use it elsewhere. Send it as a message to somebody with maybe a screenshot of it, or just downloading an image right from the place where you discovered this insight, right? So these kind of things comes very very handy for you to do stakeholder engagement of telling them about the good work that you're doing, or ability to identify if something is not performed as planned, ability to recognize early on and then pivot to the next best strategy that you have already thought about. Now let's come to the next section is hashtags. Hashtags are still relevant. The reason is hashtags are the way your consumers catalog the content that they see on social. In many platforms, Twitter, Instagram, hashtags are also a way where people discover new content, right? So click on the hashtag to figure out what more posts are available. So having yeah, so every brand uses a lot of hashtags. Some use branded hashtags, some use uh, uh, discoverability hashtags, which are industry keywords and things like that. So as you can see, we're also using a few of them. And you will understand on which kind of hashtags are you getting most engagement on, so you can also use that intelligence to continue using that in future posts.
Yeah, and you can see, like you can maybe pick up the top 3 or 4 hashtags that are consistently working well for you, and if you, want to increase your reach or impressions, which is a metric on social media, you can try using those hashtags to, gain a wider audience apart from your own followers. So yeah, I think that's where this widget becomes more important.
Perfect. Right, now let's jump on to the next section. Right, social media is a two-way channel. You create content to elicit a response from your audience, right? Now, how are you going to analyze that those responses? You are a popular brand on social. There may be people would like to talk to you, people would like to ask you a question, people would like to complain. There's so many ways people would like to engage with your content. Here in this dashboard, it's this subject is 2 3 webinars by itself, uh, as a front page dashboard for a CMO to understand marketing, on how marketing is being conducted and how a brand is performing on social. Just used a just a cover page of this type of analytics, which is the sentiment split of the conversations that you are getting inbound on these social media channels, right? So you're able to like use that intelligence to understand. Now here you can deep dive to understand what is driving positivity, negativity, which posts are giving you most number of these comments and things like that. Now you can also look at a incoming word cloud is the best way to represent hundreds of messages in few words, right? So those kind of things are something you can see. We recently participated. We were a proud sponsor at Dreamforce. A lot of our conversations were around Dreamforce, as you can see it. uh, our fans, our employees are writing comment with the word of Dreamforce, and many other things, right? Now, coming to the next part, social media is also a timing game. Uh, so, which is the best time for you to engage? Which is the best day of the week for you to engage? Becomes very handy. Even from a CMO perspective, this is for the management to understand what kind of audience do we have, uh, and what kind of lifestyle they may be leading, right? At a glance we are able to see which is the best performing hour in a day, which is the best performing day of the week. Now social me- across different social media network, your audience may differ, or even better, across different social media networks, your same audience's behavior
Can
may
have
differ.
different behaviors.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
So that is something that you are able to uncover, right? Using quick filters, I can just filter the entire dashboard to Instagram. Now Instagram gives us a completely different story. The mornings of Wednesday is the most engageable day. When you look at LinkedIn, it will give us a different picture altogether, right? As you can see, Wednesday is not even top 3. Thursdays and Thursdays and noon are the time where we have a lot of engagement.
And like, and the best part is that this is not even set in stone. Like, this can differ from brand to brand.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and you can just quickly analyze this sort of data on the fly and then decide what type of content and what time works best for you. So for
Yeah.
Locobuzz, let's say on Instagram, 11 a.m. on a Wednesday is the best time to post statistically. It might be different for a different brand, and you can absolutely track that and optimize that.
Yes.
So yeah,
Now, coming to the dashboard functionality, real quick, right? These are, you can customize these quick filters to anything you want. For this one, because we were looking at it from a channel perspective, we've had channels represented. We've also seen our customers use this not from a channel perspective but from a brand objective perspective. They are able to filter it based on the tags that they put on their brand posts as well, right? That's also a very, very interesting cut to look at. Right now, social, the next section is paid versus organic. Social is the place marketing owns, and marketing not only does organic engagements on it, they also do paid. The paid is the only way for you to reach more audience than what you have, and using that you're able to drive more traffic to back to your website, add them to your network so that you can nurture them further. So organic campaigns that you do is to nurture your audience, keep them engaged. Paid is to bring new audience into your network, right? So now, because it is the single platform that you do it on, you're able to now visualize and analyze the efforts and how it is paying off, both from a paid perspective and from an organic perspective. Start with the number of posts that you do, to the impression and the reach that you're getting either organically or when you put money behind your post, right? So you can drive a lot of insights using that, and using the type of content that you're trying to push either on organic side or the paid side, right? The next and the last section for this is to showcase the best performing posts, right? The uh, the social media managers put a lot of effort in planning and executing, and finally either scheduling it on the right time to post or doing it manually. All of this hard work really culminates into the show time. From an analytics perspective, did it work, did it not work, what worked, right? I think this is the place for you to showcase your best performing post. Right here you're able to see all the channels and the best performing post there. You're in this, you're able to also look at those posts that you have recognized that it has potential for greater engagement. You put money behind that and make it a paid post, and you can visualize and analyze that too, right? For example, Locobuzz recently did a study of uh, comparing reviews of Zomato and Swiggy, and we made it a report that one can download. That post really got a lot of engagement. People are talking about just these two companies in the comment section of that, right? Now, yeah, so these are the postcards that actually depict what the post was about and how much engagement did it get. You can deep dive on this further, and with that, you are also able to see what is the post labels that this very post was bearing, right? So you can understand.
And
Yeah, go ahead.
absolutely. And like this section is essentially a report card for a social media marketer, and they can just clearly see what type of content, what type of imagery, what elements work for your audience, and they can try to not replicate that, but they can take inspiration from that when creating, future content strategies. So yeah, I think this is an absolutely must have for any CMO or a social media dashboard.
Yeah. So
And
when somebody does this without a software, they usually resort to showing a post in a spreadsheet. That's really
yeah,
not you're not doing
you
justice to
miss
what.
out you miss out on the imagery and the elements and all other things. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Right, and things like that. But with this, I just wanted to also talk about another use case of post labels, right? In several large organizations, the brands work with multiple agencies to make their creatives. The brand label can also be used in such a way that you can also use one label or along with it, which denotes which is the agency that is doing it for you. Now, with that, you are able to now compare your agencies as well, like, hey, which agency is giving me a post or a creative that is most engaging, right? This otherwise is a very much manual activity. Here you just have to tag it once, and it is available for reporting and comparison, uh, label to label, so that meaningful business decisions that can be taken. Should we continue, should we double down on this particular agency engagement that the brand has, right? Many such things uh, can be powered by a dashboard like this. So this dashboard that we have designed is a very simple dashboard, so that it is easy for somebody to make it. It is easy to start having a weekly practice of reporting this in a very correct way. But the software really allows you to do a lot more things than this. As we said at the starting of the webinar, this was a half an hour effort for us to do it. Now, should, let's say, this format of reporting is accepted by our chief marketing officer, our social media marketer need not do anything every week to just share this. This re, this very dashboard can be scheduled to reach this can be scheduled to reach the CMO on a, let's say, weekly basis.
Weekly basis.
Yeah. So and we can say every Friday we should have this at some time, right? Let's say we need this at 10:30 a.m. every Friday, right? You just add the user, and they get this dashboard delivered to their inbox. Yeah, over to
Perfect.
you.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that, Vijay. And what I love about this is, again, how simple it is to take control of your own data, no matter how complex the need or the use case is. And as we started out, we talked about how it's important to make your data work for you. So with this, you're no longer drowning in spreadsheets, but you have uh, you know, a powerful tool at your hands to give you that immediate insight. So, with that, I want to thank everyone for joining us today. We hope you found this session insightful and are walking away with some practical tips that you can apply to your own brand or own business. And remember, it's not just about gathering data, but about using it to drive meaningful insight and data-driven decisions. A quick plug here, if you want us to build you a dashboard like this, please reach out to us at sales@locobuzz.com, and we can schedule a free demo for you. Right. So thanks again, everyone. And that's it from us. We hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
Thank you.